Hi everybody and welcome to City Beat. We are at the historic, beautiful 5th Street School where recently there was a very special festival held, which we'll tell you more about in just a few minutes. But first, it's emotional to say goodbye to an old friend, but when you see a group of strong firefighters getting emotional over a building, you know that building had to have been special, not only to the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue family, but to the neighborhood where it was located. That was the case with the demolition of Fire Station 3. It had seen its better days and it was time to make way for a newer, high-tech building that is a little bit more environmentally sound. It didn't go down, however, without a proper goodbye. The heavy equipment stood still and quietly by as the final preparations were being made to take down Las Vegas Fire Station number 3 here at 2645 West Washington Avenue. You didn't have to look too closely to see this outdated building was ready to retire after serving this community for nearly 40 years. And you most certainly didn't have to look too closely to see how losing this building means a lot to Las Vegas Fire and Rescue current and former Station 3 members. Many of them made it a point to be out here for the final lowering of the flag and the beginning of the demolition of the building, all reminiscing as though they were saying goodbye to a friend, not a building.
When the first time I came in, we started running calls. I loved it. I never want to leave.
Mario Gonzalez spent his first few years here at the station and many of his recent years. It houses the hazmat equipment.
It's got a lot of memories, a lot of good memories. A lot of people we had a great time here. I hate to see it go, but that's progress. But most of us are happy that we got to spend time here at Fire Station 3.
They were just a couple of the people who turned out to bid it farewell.
Thank you all for joining us today as we officially begin the process of building a new fire station here in Ward 5. Today we will begin demolition on this station, but first we will lower the flag for the last time at this building.
The local 1285 Honor Guard took care in lowering and folding the flag for the last time here. It will fly over the new station to be built nearby. A nearly 15,000 square foot 4-bay station that will be state-of-the-art in many ways, including qualifying as a silver building for leadership in energy and environmental design, or a silver in LEED certification. Councilman Cedric Creer grew up in this area of the city and now represents it.
This station has been here for a while and has served a great purpose for our community. And like what we're trying to do, as I mentioned, we're trying to progress the ward. We're trying to bring new, innovative, more progressive opportunities within the Ward 5, and this is just another example of that.
So he did the honors of waving the checkered flag to start the demolition.
Here we go. Whoa.
In all honesty, it looked more like a scene out of Jurassic Park with cranes devouring the 40-year-old building. But even as the building disappears, bite by bite, the fondness will live on in photos and memories.
I'm at the end of my career, but I'm glad I got to serve here at Fire Station 3. Could have gone somewhere else a long time ago, but it was different than any other station I had worked at.
Construction is slated to begin in December, and the station should be ready by early 2020. Meanwhile, the temporary station will be located at 2320 West Bonanza. Well, let's stay on this safety theme for a little bit longer. We live in an area where the weather is mild most of the year, so it's perfect for our kids to walk to school. It helps reduce traffic congestion around the schools, gives the kids a chance to bond, and also lets them get some exercise. But we want to make sure they're safe as well. So recently, the staff, the students, and the parents of J.T. McWilliams Elementary School took advantage of the annual Walk to School Day to launch a year-round program. Before the schoolyard was even open, the staff at J.T. McWilliams Elementary School was getting ready to join parents and children for the annual Walk to School Day. But this year was to be a little different. This wasn't just going to be one day of walking to school safely. It was the beginning of a program called Walking School Bus.
Well, we have a lot of our kiddos from the neighborhood that walk to school every day or ride a bike or scooter. So we have a route right down the street that actually the kids meet and we all walk together. And they're practicing the pedestrian safety rules.
Walking school bus involves getting parents to volunteer to meet up at a certain point near the school and walk together with children who are on foot, scooters, or bikes to make sure they stay safe.
We have several parents that are willing to join, and this will be every day, this one route, and it's really just, it'll start growing, and by the end of the year, we'll probably have quite a few folks that'll be on our walking school bus.
Parents like Maria Fajardo. She has 2 little ones attending J.T. McWilliams, but she's not just here for them. She says she's here because she understands many parents work tight schedules and simply can't walk their children to school.
We're putting back into the community. We're starting to meet a lot of parents. As they say, it takes a village to raise these kids. So if parents are not able to, we'll pick up on this end.
There are many benefits to this walking school bus program besides the health and safety of the children.
And it actually was a study to improve school attendance. So we had some kiddos that were tardy, that were late, walking by themselves. So this encouraged them to join the walking school bus and practice pedestrian safety rules and be on time. Well, I think it's important we don't have car congestion back here. They might park a little further away and then just walk with us. And so it's safety all around.
It's quite a commitment by the volunteer parents, but like Maria says, it's a way to make sure her kids are safe and also a way for her to help out parents whose schedules make it difficult to walk with their children in the morning. She promises to be here every day.
Yeah, every morning. Every morning we'll be here.
McWilliams Elementary School is one of our reinvent schools, which basically means the City of Las Vegas and the Clark County School District have joined together with some community partners to provide wraparound services to families in need. AAA was the partner for that day. They were there to remind kids of some street safety rules. You know, the City of Las Vegas Information Technologies Department recently represented our city at a conference in Japan for being a city that's making great strides toward becoming a smart city. We here at Channel 2 were asked to put together a video to show some examples, and we'd like to share that with you. Change. It's all around us, but it's how we react that's vital. The rapidly changing face of technology can create a challenge, but the City of Las Vegas views this as an opportunity to ensure our city can react to the needs and wants of its community. This is where our vision for a smart city was born.
A smart city is everything to do with making life safer, healthier, happier, more efficient to communities, and it's obviously driven by technology, so much of it.
To us, creating a smart city is all about improving the experience and lifestyle of the 42 million yearly visitors and the over 2 million Las Vegas Valley residents. A smart city is a community where one can work, live, and play in harmony. From schools and libraries to transportation systems and public safety, each is a piece of the puzzle that must cohesively fit.
In safety alone, first of all, obviously it's all about transportation, but it's communicating information. To me, that's the most important piece, especially as a mayor of a pretty large city. Being able to get information immediately or as close to the timeline as possible.
A smart city leverages technology to deliver information to make important decisions and ensures every asset of the city is connected and operating in an efficient manner. But because technologies are developing rapidly, the City of Las Vegas has come up with an idea to test out this smart city technology in a smaller, controlled environment.
I think we're probably unique in that we've established the entire downtown as an innovation district. We partner with these companies to test their technologies in the innovation district, and we're even going to the next step, which is now working to locate these companies here as part of what they do.
This is far from a place where crazy ideas are tried out. The first and most crucial step for our innovation district is finding out what the community needs and wants to improve their everyday lives. Our innovation team lays the groundwork to learn what areas are most important to the community. Top priorities include delivering city services efficiently and sustainably, improving safety, and spurring economic development.
We're become a test bed for companies to test their products. And as a result, there's a lot of companies coming here. They're establishing a presence here. That's going to generate jobs. That's going to generate economic activity and going to be important to diversify our economy.
Now it's time to use technology to connect all the pieces. Following this framework, our ideas can come to life.
We have a lot of neat and exciting technology, something I'm really passionate about that I really think is going to make everybody's lives so much easier. from getting information on parking downtown, on all types of different services. You won't have to call different places or look online. You'll actually be able to talk about it with your Amazon Alexa or other type of mobile device and get real-time information.
And if you think this is just a far-off wish, think again. We've already tested the first autonomous shuttle ever in the U.S. in our Innovation District. Soon, this will be the normal way to get around downtown. We also envision a district where cars and traffic signals can communicate to better manage traffic and improve safety.
A lot of the cameras and sensors we have throughout downtown Las Vegas are really focused on collecting information. This isn't information about an individual, it's information on an aggregate level. Looking at traffic patterns, looking at pedestrian patterns, taking that data then and figuring out how we can use it to make traffic flow more freely downtown, to allow pedestrians safer access to businesses and to just traveling and being in downtown Las Vegas.
Other ideas include apps and data access portals that help residents and tourists access business, services, and events available downtown. Progress is already being made, with the City of Las Vegas literally laying the groundwork.
There's so many great things that are going to be coming this way. And it's not 10, 20 years out. It's literally maybe 2 to 5 years out to start seeing some of these things coming forward. Again, Las Vegas with its autonomous shuttle, first one in the U.S. And we look to expand that and provide additional ridership and additional opportunities in that space. So there's a lot coming.
The City of Las Vegas is readying itself for the future with this model innovation district to attract residents, visitors, and businesses downtown, sparking more conversations and collaborations, and more importantly, ensuring Las Vegas is a place where people want to live, work, and play. Thank you, Sue Levitt, for that story. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to introduce you to a local celebrity who has a message of compassion for some of our shelter dogs. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Cynthia Clay. Cynthia is a financial analyst and is responsible for tracking unclaimed monies due to the city. The city deals with multiple government agencies at the local, state, and federal levels, and Cynthia watches to ensure that city residents are getting the most bang for their tax dollars. For example, the city had a partnership with a state program that ended several years ago, but through Cynthia's efforts, working with the state, she was able to secure a claim of $170,000 that was still owed to the city. Another example occurred when Cynthia discovered an unpaid grant from the state to the tune of $300,000. It had been mistakenly sent to another agency. Cynthia managed to get it transferred back to the city. In all, Cynthia has collected more than $1.3 million in funds that were owed to the city but had fallen through the cracks. For her attention to detail and getting money owed to the city paid to the city, we thank Cynthia Clay, the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education. I dare you to be somebody important. Like be a teacher. Or a reality TV star. I dare you to stand up here. To call the shots. To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you. Have a career that really means something? Then do it. I dare you.
Welcome back to City Beat from the historic 5th Street School. Well, he is a magician, an author, and a motivational speaker. You may have seen him on Penn & Teller's Fool Us TV show or on America's Got Talent. But it was his 6 years on the road with Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer, that opened his eyes to shelter dogs, especially those with special needs. And now he has a message for people. If you're ready to open your heart and your home to a new soulmate, maybe that soulmate doesn't have to be so perfect. On Penn & Teller's Fool Us TV show, they invite magicians to do just that, to see if a trick can be pulled off without the famous duo being able to figure out how it was done. Vinny Grosso has pulled it off twice, once with a trick that he does behind a screen, naked.
But that was actually an homage to Penn & Teller. They did a routine, one of the first routines that I ever saw them do. They would close their show with, and they would basically strip down to show that they're not pulling anything from their jackets or things like that. So I did that as I thought it would be funny for the show. I thought it would be a way to pay tribute to two people I adore and respect. And then after that, America's Got Talent asked me to do it on their show.
In his Las Vegas home, he displays the trophies proving his secrets are still secret. In fact, the shelves are appropriately contained in a secret door.
I am environmentally conscious, so if you go into my garage, I have an electric car, so which is not plugged in right now.
You'll also find in this unique house a rather unique dog.
Stay.
This is Gagoots. That's Italian for zucchini, perhaps because his body looks like a giant zucchini. Anyway, he's part terrier and part basset hound, a combination that makes him look rather Frankensteinish, and a dog that had a leg deformity that required some pretty extensive surgery. He was a rescue that truly needed rescuing.
I want the dog that nobody likes and has an issue, but he just had a great personality, and he's had surgery on his paw. He was very close to being euthanized. He was fostered for 1.5 years, and I just don't understand why people didn't want him, and I'm thankful because he's awesome.
To hear how these two came together, we must also hear about another chapter in Vinny's famous life, the 6 years he spent as the road and stage manager for Cesar Millan, the Dog Whisperer's traveling live show.
So for Cesar, I'm coordinating everything with the theater that happens, and I'm advancing the show. I'm making sure that the show gets set up properly, on top of the technical side of it and running the video and all of that. I'm calling the show from a stage managerial position.
His duties also included helping pick dogs from local shelters that had issues that Cesar would cure on stage before the audience, something Vinny found to be Cesar's own form of magic.
First of all, the dog demonstrations that he does, for me as a magician, feel like magic tricks because he just sees the dog and corrects things instantly. So every time I'm wowed by what goes on. But he has a really good message.
After 6 years of watching less than perfect shelter dogs become pretty perfect, it resonated with him.
I believe in rescue animals.
So much so, he rescued Gagoots, this crazy-looking mutt with crippled legs, and dedicated a chapter in his book, Exposed and Fearless, to this very topic.
Cesar really, whisper to dogs is the chapter, or can he really talk to dogs? And the answer is yes, because we all can, and it's about with our energy. And so many people think the issues are with the dogs. They're with the dogs, and it's not. It's with us that are handling, and how do we take care of the dogs.
So in his book and now in his travels, where he comes in contact with a lot of people, he encourages potential pet owners, if they have the patience and the means to take care of a dog that perhaps is older, has some sort of ailment, or frankly is a little different looking, open your mind and open your heart.
What I love about this guy is that he wasn't he wasn't prom king, kind of thing. He has his issues, but they mean nothing. It has nothing to do with his essence, his personality and all that. If anything, it enhances it, I think.
After all, the perfect pet for you doesn't have to be perfect. We'd like to thank Vinny for opening his home to us, but more importantly, opening his home to Gagoots and spreading the message of compassion for shelter animals, and especially shelter animals with special needs. Well, every year in the fall, this beautiful 5th Street School turns into a wonderland for people who love to read. We stopped by the 17th annual book festival and found out no matter your age or your taste in literature, it could be found right here.
I walk toward the man we are paying tribute to today.
If you were to give this year's book festival at the historic 5th Street School a subtitle, it would probably be Wide Variety. Every genre of literature for every age was represented here, along with music, readings,
September is the best month to be a math tutor,
food, and so much more. The city's Office of Cultural Affairs, Nevada Humanities, and the Clark County Library District made it a goal this year to provide even more variety than previous years.
So we have authors, but we also have illustrators, we have graphic novelists, we have singer-songwriters, just because the power of the word, it goes much further than just the page. So there's really a wide variety.
And as is always the goal, the event is designed to attract all ages.
There's a big component that's for children and young adult authors of interest or young adult literature, but we also have a lot of panels and authors who are here strictly for adults or for, the nonfiction crowd or the documentary crowd.
The authors setting up shop to chat with their readers is always a favorite here. Their readers love to hear the inspiration behind their books.
I had a dream one night about a wagon full of people, and the man driving the wagon was responsible for their deaths. And I knew in my dream that he was driving them to the gates of heaven and he wouldn't be allowed to enter, but they would. And I woke up and told my husband, this would make a great story. And he said, well, you should write it. And I told him, I don't write. And he said, but you read. I said, yeah, but there's a world of difference between reading and writing. So he went out and bought me a laptop, said, here you go, knock yourself out. And 7 years later, here I am.
I always wanted to write about teenagers. I always loved writing mysteries, and cyberbullying seemed like an important topic. And the books, that's pretty much what they are. They are mystery thrillers. It's a long series. I've written a lot of other books as well. I've written almost over 30 books.
Authors chatting and signing books. Authors reading their books. Music, illustrators, food, and camaraderie among fans of the written word. It made for a beautiful day. And if you think it's only those attending the festival who enjoy this day, think again. Authors come from all over the country to be part of the Las Vegas tradition.
It's time out of our life, and it's effort, but it's also fun. It's also fun when you find someone who picks up your book and they read the back of it and they go, oh, I like this, I want to read this. That makes you feel good.
Thanks, you too. A huge congratulations to our Office of Cultural Affairs for another successful book festival. Well, another milestone for our Mob Museum, or our Museum of Organized Crime and Law Enforcement. They celebrated the arrival of their 2 millionth guest on October 12th. Unsuspecting guests were treated to a red carpet arrival, a proclamation from Mayor Carolyn Goodman, and a warm welcome, as well as a key to the museum, from President and CEO Jonathan Ullman. Sylvia Geithner was visiting from Munich, Germany, and made sure the museum was on her list of attractions to visit while here. After the outdoor festivities, it was down to the underground speakeasy for cake, champagne, and a jar of commemorative house-distilled moonshine presented by none other but founding board member and former Mayor Oscar Goodman. Now, aside from this, the Mob Museum has celebrated a lot of milestones, including the accreditation from the American Alliance of Museums. That's the highest recognition to a United States museum. Aside from that, it generates about $20 million to the downtown Las Vegas economy every year. Congratulations, Mob Museum. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to take a walk with the zombies. Stay with us.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Welcome back to City Beat from the historic 5th Street School. Well, depending on when you're seeing this particular show, you're either gearing up for Halloween or eating leftover candy. Regardless, if you like being scared year-round, you should visit the Fear of the Walking Dead experience at Fremont Street Experience. We recently stopped by and want to give you a behind-the-scenes look.
Look for any of these signs or symptoms inside. Bites or scratches, skin discoloration, fever, glazed eyes, limited motor control, skin rash.
Right. We were notified of your arrival. You've done the right thing coming here today. Inside, you will be tested for signs of the virus, which we suspect is causing all the chaos that is happening outside. Once you are inside, you will be protected, but in order to do so, we require your cooperation.
Roof of the building. There'll be a chopper there waiting to evacuate people. So you have to hurry. It won't be there for long. I just see him right
make it out alive. I feel so much better now. The exhibit is located on Fremont Street Experience in downtown Las Vegas. It's open from noon well into the evening, and it's a lot of fun. Well, there's a crazy sport here in Las Vegas with a crazy following called cyclocross. It's kind of like a race and an obstacle course. Well, recently, a group from southern Utah stopped here in Las Vegas for a race as part of their circuit, and our resident cycling fanatic, Eric Sorensen, caught up with them on an early Saturday morning. As we say goodbye, we take you to Anthem Hills Park.
Crossing is going to be
people flow, and it's
like
literally
this.
go by with stakes and put two.
Yeah,
and
I'll worry about crossing is going to be like that.
Exactly. I'll worry about those.
And then just a break in.
Yep. I'll worry about those as
Okay.
we start taping.
Registration is closed. We're going to be starting the race in 10 minutes. Let's call all men's and women's beginner category C to the staging area, please.
Lou, I need a high five. Actually, no, because no.
Oh, I do.